Welcome to another Global History vocabulary set. Today we will learn about Stalin and the Communist Revolution. Let's get started. The first word is control. 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 I say it and you say it. Control. 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 Let's read the definition. To have the power to make decisions about a country. Here's a sentence. A king controls his country. Let's look at example or non-example. You decide yes or no if the vocabulary word is used correctly. One person controls a country in a democracy. Is it an example or non-example? Let's look at the next sentence. We control people in the video game when we play it. Is it an example or non-example? Yes or no? Let's move on to the next word. The next word is purge. Purge. I say it and you say it. Purge. 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 The definition is to remove something that is thought to be harmful or unacceptable. An example sentence is, when the government did not like some groups of people, they purged them from the country. Let's look at example or non-example. Each day we get more cake because we purge it. Is it an example or non-example? Let's look at the next sentence. I purged computer files. They are not on my computer anymore. Is that an example or non-example? Let's move on to the next sentence. Josef Stalin. I say it and then you say it. Josef Stalin. Josef Stalin. Josef Stalin. Sometimes you might see Josef Stalin written differently. You might see an F here and not a PH. Many times you might only see Stalin. Let's read a definition for this person. A communist leader of Russia, also known as the Soviet Union. He believed in big plans to build a stronger Russia. Let's look at an example sentence. Joseph Stalin ruled the Soviet Union. Now let's look at example or non-example. Joseph Stalin was a communist leader. Stalin liked democracy. Stalin controlled the Soviet Union. Let's move on to the next word. The next vocabulary word is the 5-year plan. I say it and then you say it. 5-year plan. 5-year plan. 5-year plan. Here's a definition. A plan to build the economy of the Soviet Union. Here's an example sentence. The Soviet Union started the 5-year plan for its economy. Now let's look at example or non-example. The Soviet Union wanted a 5-year plan. Here's another sentence. A 5-year plan was an idea to help the economy. Let's move on to the next word. Here we have a few different ways of writing the next vocabulary word. Let's say each one together 3 times. The first vocabulary word is Soviet Union. Soviet Union. Soviet Union. An abbreviation is the USSR. 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 And an adjective or a way to describe the Soviet Union is Soviet. 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 Let's read the definition together. The communist name for Russia. Now let's read a sentence. The Soviet Union was a communist country. Now let's look at example or non-example. The Soviet Union wanted a monarchy. Now let's look at the next sentence. Soviet people were communist. Let's look at the final sentence. The USSR did not want a democracy. Now let's move on to our next vocabulary word. The next word is collectivization. Let's cut it apart so we can say each part correctly. Collectivization. So we'll cut it again now. Collectivization. Now let's say the whole word together. Let's do it 3 times. Collectivization. 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 Let's read the definition. Farmers lost their land to the government. Then the government owned the farm. The workers worked for the government. The government sold the food from the farm. Here's an example sentence. The farmers worked for the government in collectivization. Now let's read example or non-example. People owned their land to farm in collectivization. Now let's read the next sentence. People lost their land. They gave it to the government. And they worked for the government too. Let's move on to the next word. Our final word is censorship. I say it and then you say it 3 times. Censorship. 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 Another word you might see is censor. Censor, censor. Let's read the definition. When a government does not want you to have some information, the government stops the newspaper and radio from giving people that information. Let's read an example sentence. The government censored problems in the economy. Now let's look at example or non-example. The government censors bad words on TV sometimes. Let's go on to the next sentence. We can read anything when the government uses censorship. All right, let's finish up. Our final word is censorship. I say it and then you say it 3 times. Censorship, censorship, censorship. Another word you might see is censor. Censor, censor. Let's read the definition. When a government does not want you to have some information, the government stops the newspaper and radio from giving people that information. Let's read an example sentence. The government censored problems in the economy. I hope you enjoyed watching the video about Stalin and the Communist Revolution. This vocabulary is based on the New York State Global History and Geography Regents exam. This was popular vocabulary that we've seen over the past 10 years. Some of it is academic vocabulary, and other vocabulary is more for social studies. So this will help you with Regents questions and also with essays. So until next time, we'll see you later. Thanks for watching.